Hello everyone, welcome in. In this video, we are going to be continuing the little trend that we had here a while back of comparing certain defenses to the likely defense going to be used in the Alexee Trevizo case. So far, we have compared Alexee's potential defense to Charlie Adelson and Hannah Payne. I tried to only pick out cases that I feel have very similar comparisons that I can make to what we're likely going to see in Alexee's trial. Now, both Hannah Payne and Charlie Adelson were compared for their outlandish defenses and both being found guilty in under 5 hours. Adding to the defense comparisons will be Laurie Shaver and Gregg. Laurie Shaver is going to be added as another person to go down in the books with a ridiculous, unbelievable defense. And Gregg is added because I find the footage in the Gregg case extremely similar to the hallway footage in the Alexee Trevizo case. So I'll try to make this as quick as possible without drawing it out too long, just hitting on the points that I find relevant and interesting. Really quickly, before we get into the facts, I just wanted to say at the very end of this video, there will be an announcement for some interesting things to come here in the near future and things that we're working on. But yes, there will be a premiere of something interesting at the end of this video. Let's continue. Laurie Shaver was found guilty after around 5 hours of deliberation for the murder of her husband at the time. Laurie Shaver's defense was that she was being assaulted and abused, and that her daughter, who was 7 years old at the time, is the one who came to Laurie Shaver's rescue by shooting her father. Michael Shaver, the deceased in this case, was then buried in the backyard, covered with concrete, and an oddly shaped fire pit was built over his body. The investigation into his disappearance did not start for 3 years until after his death, since Laurie Shaver impersonated her dead husband, Michael Shaver, to his closest companions. She quit his job for him via text and tried to get everyone off his trail. The huge, shocking, and outright unbelievable moment in this case was when Laurie Shaver's daughter, who was 7 at the time of the murder and 15, almost turning 16, when taking the stand. And indeed, she did take the stand to testify that she delivered the fatal shot that killed her own father, and that her mother was not guilty of the crimes charged. The defense added a double twist in which the daughter claimed that the mother's then lover, not the father, but the lover, appeared on the deck moments after the shot had been taken. The mother's lover then shoots the dying father a second time and proceeds to threaten Laurie Shaver and the daughter that if they tell anyone what just happened, that the lover would kill all of them. I felt like this was extremely hard to believe, seeing as the defense spent no time laying foundation as to the lover's history of violence or threats to the Shaver family in any way. Not to mention that the lover took the stand as a witness and denied ever being at the Shaver home when Michael Shaver was killed. He denied being part of this alleged murder at all. It appears that the jury believed him and not this M. Night Shyamalan twist. Personally, it makes me want to throw up when I think about Laurie Shaver enlisting her daughter in her defense. I don't want to speak too much on that, and I think you can pick up why, but it's just a very disgusting move. The defense was similar to what I believe will happen in the Alexee Trevizo case because it was extremely unbelievable and possibly insulting to the jury that the child took the stand in Laurie Shaver's case. In Alexee's case, when all the blame is shoved off on the innocent bystanders who were, in my opinion, also victims of Alexee that night, the hospital staff, blaming them and everyone else for the baby's death will be extremely insulting to the jury, just like it was for Laurie Shaver to have her kid come and take the fall. I'm trying not to harp on how much that truly disturbed me because who knows what media Laurie Shaver's daughter will consume about this, so if she ever were to watch or hear this, I want her to know she has the ability to have a happy, healthy life. The world is generally a good place. And always reach out to someone if you need help because someone will help you. So stay blessed. In the case of Gregg, the verdict and sentence were both handed down Friday by a Mississippi jury. Gregg will be spending life in prison without parole for killing her mother and the attempted murder of her stepfather. There was an affirmative defense in this case due to all the footage available of the crime. There were multiple cameras inside the home that Gregg killed her mother in. On the video, you see Gregg seeming extremely calculated in her efforts to murder her mother and father. This brings up an interesting misnomer that the general public thinks when it comes to an insanity defense. The mere presence of substances or mental health issues is not the bar that needs to be met for an insanity defense to work. Many people have substance abuse and mental health disorders that either do or do not cause them to commit crimes. To use your mental health as the excuse for your crime that you committed, you have to not understand the difference between right and wrong. That is why the video evidence outright disproved this defense in this case. I compare this very much to the hallway video in the Alexee Trevizo case. Knowing what the jury will know is that Alexee went down the hallway into the bathroom, shut and locked the door for 18 minutes, delivered a baby, concealed the baby in a plastic trash bag, concealed the bag that had the baby in it under a fresh trash bag, and left the bloody bathroom without letting anyone know about the child's existence or what had happened. I believe that video will rise to the level of intent more than enough for the state to meet their burden and for Alexee to likely be found guilty of the murder one charge that she is facing. Now, I'm just a lowly paralegal here online, but often my predictions do come true. The final reason that Hannah Payne, Charlie Adelson, Laurie Shaver, and Carly Gregg are all comparable to Alexee Trevizo is because we have jury verdicts, not in this order, but of 2, 3, 4, and 5 hours. All of those defendants, with all the work put into their cases, into their defense, for those days and days and days of trial to be decided in under 5 hours. Now, it's just my lowly paralegal prediction, but in Alexee's case, I do believe she'll be added to that list of the shockingly short jury deliberation. I tried to keep this one straight and to the point and recap the most important parts that I believe caused Laurie Shaver and Carly Gregg's cases to result in guilty verdicts extremely quickly. I have been working on investigating and following another interesting little case as of recently, a small but niche ex-radio host and podcaster who was facing some interesting charges for the things that they did while live. I may begin to make some videos about that to help lay out the facts as they are in that case. For those of you who are only interested in the Alexee Trevizo discussions, please do not feel any need to watch or support any content about things that you do not find interesting or want to watch. I am grateful for all the support that we have following and covering and exposing the things in the Alexee Trevizo case, because this is a long road to justice for baby Alex, but we will continue walking until we get there. So please do not feel any kind of pressure to follow or support anything else that you might not be interested in. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart that you're here and that we're not forgetting about baby Alex no matter what. Now, before we sign off, I do have hopefully what you consider a special surprise for you all due to the extensive length of information that comes along with the investigation of the medical record leak in the Alexee Trevizo case. I heard the sentiment that it feels like a, crazy person's board with a bunch of red strings. And I was in full agreement that for someone who didn't do the investigation, it would be hard to understand the steps along the way and how we got to where we are. It will take quite some effort. I'm putting in a lot of time on the end result of the trailer that you're about to see for the extensive coverage of the medical record leak in the Alexee Trevizo case. So without further ado, this is the debut of the trailer. Please enjoy.
My dear Frodo. You asked me once if I had told you everything there was to know about my adventures. And while I can honestly say I have told you the truth, I may not have told you all of it. I am old now, Frodo. I'm not the same hobbit I once was. I think it is time for you to know what really happened. It began long ago, in a land far away to the east, the like of which you will not find in the world today.
Thank you so much if you made it this far in this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I do genuinely enjoy the conversation. If you're interested in following cases like the Alexee Trevizo case to trial, please subscribe so I'll be covering it all along the way with the legal focus. It's your Go Friday. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.